So, schönen guten Tag zum Bierabo. Nummer habe ich vergessen. Weiß ich nicht, kann ich euch nicht sagen, aber ihr seht schon, ist schon wieder alles anders. Mal wieder. Ähm, Heute bin ich zu Gast bei Yankee Kraut, wie ihr hier hinter mir sehen könnt. Und habe natürlich dementsprechend auch einen ganz besonderen Gast. Ihr habt das ja schon in eurem Bierabo vielleicht festgestellt. 3 Biere von Yankee Kraut zu Gast. Wir sind heute zu Gast in der neuen Brauerei von Yankee Kraut. Deswegen auch heute die quasi internationale Ausgabe. Wir machen heute alles in Englisch, weil mein besonderer Gast ist gleich hier um die Ecke. Come to me. Join me.
Hey, sweetie.
Brian von Yankee Kraut. My favorite midget.
My favorite too.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. How
Yeah?
about you? Good to have you here.
Likewise. I mean, it's fucking amazing to see that you finally got where we always wanted to go.
Yeah.
But you're living in Ingolstadt. Apparently, it's a little cheaper to do it here than in Munich. I got no idea.
Cheap is the wrong word, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But you got your own brewery now.
Yeah, we do.
Congrats. Fuck
Thank you,
yeah.
man. Thank you.
That is fucking amazing. Should we start with the first beer just to get warmed up?
I would love to.
Let's go.
All right.
And of course, we're going to start with a new low. Is that? It's kind of a.
It's kind of my premise for Hoyte with this guy, so.
Oh, come on. Are we going to. Oh, whoa, foamy.
It's a train beer.
Yeah, I had to bring it on the train here. Jesus.
Who taught this guy how to pour beer?
But it's been in the fridge for a while, and
Yeah.
it's still foamy as fuck.
It's all right. Well, we have a second. Hey, man, you know
Did
the
you see
difference
this?
between the difference between a snowman and a snow woman?
No.
Snowballs.
Oh boy. That's a new low. A new low. Yankee Kraut zusammen mit
Gorilla.
Gorilla Cerveceria Berlin.
Yeah.
Who
Our
are
good
those?
friends from Berlin.
Yeah, how did that happen? I mean, we
That's a-
talked about collabs before in the Abo stream, but how did this particular
It's actually
collab?
kind of cool. We didn't know them at all, and our friends from Italy, Südtirol, Birra del Bosco, we were brewing a beer with them last, it's, I don't know, over a year. Anyway, it was hop chocolate. And they really wanted to take part in it, but they had promised they'd do a collaboration with the Gorillas from Berlin. So they asked if we wanted to do a 3-way. So we got in touch with them, and they were really funny, thought the idea was cool, so we did that together. And after we met up at Mikkeller Beer Festival for the first time, we decided we should do another beer together, and that's this one. Kind of a lighter spring, summer beer, which
Yeah,
is
it's
kinda
very,
nice.
very like I'm excited. I don't think I ever had it before. I mean, you are brewing at like your intervals between beers so short I can't keep up.
If you had
Otherwise,
a problem
I'd
before, you're going to have a major problem now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, so I'm excited, and I'm all for lighter beers nowadays.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of my go-to at the moment. You can easily drink it and not be drunk.
Completely
Exactly.
wasted.
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing.
Nice. What kind of hops did you use?
Citra Cryo, HBC 630 Cryo, Laurel Cryo, and Simcoe Cryo.
You had to read that from the can.
That's bullshit. All right, it's true.
So how did this whole brewery thing came about? I mean, it's not easy as most likely everybody can imagine. Like, you help yourself
All right, thank you.
before you give me more shit for my pouring skills.
Yeah, so the whole brewery thing, I don't know. We've been talking about that from the start. That's kind of what everyone wants to do. That's the dream, but it's not really always realistic. And about 2 years ago, I don't know, just we felt the need in a way. We noticed a few things that would go a lot better if we had our own place for production. We can run our own time schedule. We can do smaller batches more often, just do it exactly the way we wanted, and on our own timeline. So we started really looking intensively for locations, and after about a year, I found a place that was really good. It wasn't this place, but it was good enough. Price was fine, so we started really looking into everything. So that means the Anlage, brew house, everything. And I was in Warsaw, like always in summer, and met up with some brewery friends there, and there was a new brewery, and I looked at that, and it's from the same production company as we have. It's Ziptech from Hungary, and I was just amazed at the quality and everything. So I asked if I could get a quote, and I did, and it was good enough that we decided we would immediately try and find a location to put said brewery in. And
nice.
After that, it's kind of history. I don't know.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But let's go a little further back in your history to the very beginnings. Like how did this all start out? I mean, you've been brewing. The brewery is called Yankee Kraut for a reason, because obviously he's a Yank. So you've been brewing in the U.S., right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Way before you came here.
Exactly. One of my best
and then
friends.
How did all this happen?
That's all kind of dumb luck, I would say. Brewing in the U.S. also the same. One of my friends got a brew kit. I don't know if he bought it or got it for his birthday. We were 17, 18, so definitely not even of legal drinking age, but brewing is not illegal. No, I can care less. My parents could also care less, everyone. Anyway, yeah, so we did that. I thought it was really fun, and then just started playing around with that on my own. Went to college in Colorado, and there are phenomenal breweries there, so that really opened up my eyes to what is possible with the whole craft beer scene, all that stuff. And when I moved back to Reno, I really took it.
Just real quick, when was that time-wise, like years-wise? Like
2000, oh, Jesus Christ.
Like early 2000s?
2001 to 2003, I was in Colorado.
Oh,
and then I moved back to Reno because in Colorado, all we did was ski and try our way through all the good beer, and we're never really in class. So I decided if I wanted to do anything serious with my life, I should go back and actually, take studies seriously. So I moved back to Reno, and to take them very seriously, I immediately went out and bought two huge chest freezers and converted one into a temperature-controlled environment for either lagers or ales, depending what I was brewing at the time. In the second, I put a 6-tap tower on, so I always had between 4 and 6 different beers on tap that I brewed. So my place on Sunday was very popular. We always had a Sunday fun day, and
you were the most popular friend of the group.
Yeah.
Nobody liked your character, but they liked your 6 taps.
Hey, beer makes everything better. So, yeah, I mean that's what gave me a huge advantage, because I was brewing an insane amount of beer, and I could do anything I wanted and experiment. And brewing, in my opinion, at least, is really similar to cooking. So the more you've done it, the more feel you have for it, and the less you really need to do trial runs with anything. So you just kind of get a feel for it. You know what ingredients do what, and you just know what to expect a little bit more. So that was a huge advantage. And then I moved to Germany, didn't want to have anything to do with brewing beer. And Max and I, we're often in beer gardens, whatever else, and partying. And somehow the idea of doing something with beer always came up. And after 5 years of being here, and I was a little burned out on what I was doing with my job, I decided that I would...
What did you do for a job, like for a living?
Teaching English.
Oh,
that was the
English.
Only thing I was allowed to at the start, because I couldn't speak any German. The only thing I could do was order a Schweinshaxe and a Weissbier. So,
which is,
that's a necessity.
It gets you pretty far in Bavaria.
I stuck around. I didn't starve to death. So, I think it worked out. Yeah, and then I learned German in the beer garden, so it's kind of the best place. And so 1st of May on our guys' Ausflug, I told Max that if he was really serious, I would apply to Weinstefan the following Monday, and then we could give it a go. And he said, yeah, do it, and the rest is kind of history.
Crazy. Yeah, I remember like running into you guys like. Must have been like one of the first times I ran into you guys, and you ordered beers for your wedding.
Oh yeah, I think I still have the largest private order from Till. I bought a whole pallet. I bought a whole pallet for my wedding.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah, 45 cases. Yeah. That must be the largest private order.
Still have the invoice.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh my god, I love that beer so much.
I wanted something different and special for my beers, my wedding. So yeah,
amazing. And now look at that, you got your own brewery. It's like, how does that feel? It's like, and how do you feel about the beer? I mean, it's yours, but can you like be honest about
this
it?
one or
this one?
This one, yours. I mean, to be honest, 3.5% and the amount of flavor and everything you get from it, I'm insanely happy with it. We're actually planning on doing a similar beer in the next 2 months here for the coming summer. Nice. So it'll be fun to see what the differences are because, when you've got your own house, you can really play around with every little thing you want to and tweak everything. So
absolutely.
I'm interested to see if it's different or exactly the same or whatever, but with this one, we're insanely happy. It's just really pleasant to drink, especially when it's hot outside, summer, spring, anytime actually, if you don't want to get drunk right away, but especially then because, if it's 35 degrees outside and humid, and you have like an 8% beer, I mean, you're going to fall and hit the ground.
I mean, you can do it, but it's kind of tricky. Yeah, no, I appreciate it for what it is. It makes me feel like today in the morning, there was a little bit of sun out. Beforehand, like there was even a little bit of sun in here, but
there still is sunshine.
But it went away. But no, I can totally see this as a perfect summer beer. It reminds me of. Do you remember Hoppebräu's 2.9 or what was it called? A 3.9 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But this like also like a session, like easy session.
Yeah.
I fucking love those beers by now. I mean, it's like back when we all met the first time, when we all started out like with our respective breweries. I remember like everyone was like super into like heavy IPAs and stouts and imperial stouts and stuff, and like going at it. And it was like, oh my goodness, this stuff has like 10%. Like let's fucking have it. And oops, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on YouTube. Fuck that.
We'll find out.
But yeah, and by now I feel like we all kind of like settled down a little and came back to like, oh hey, let's have a beer that we can enjoy more than two off before like falling off the bench.
Exactly, not just that, but something that might not haunt you the next day or coming days.
I don't know. I think I've been hungover for the last 20 years, so.
The never-ending Reparaturseidel.
No, but seriously, I like those light beers. I like that in the summer, exactly how I said, like when it's like above 28 or something. This is just fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It's almost like juicy, and I like those other. I'm excited to see later on, like about the West Coast IPA. I mean, I like your juicy. IPAs and stuff you do, even though I'm making fun of them almost every issue of this.
I make fun of them too. It's cool.
You don't have a Bierabo, so you can't make fun of me. You
can make fun. I make fun privately. Of our juices.
Oh, there's the sun again. Look at that. Nice. Cheers. Hello, sun.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Cheers.
Cheers. Apropos the West Coast.
Yes.
Insane. Like really, really.
And we're going to talk about that once we get there. I'm excited. I mean, I like all your beers. I don't think I remember any beer I had of you guys that I didn't like. I don't remember any. Okay, we're not going to talk about that one. So technically, there's one beer that I wasn't really.
It's very interesting, let's say.
But that was
But
also,
the story behind it.
That
is
wasn't
perhaps one of the
also
best
with like
ever,
tomatoes
so.
and stuff.
No. That was the year after when we weren't with him. Yeah.
Okay, so but tomato beers. I mean, I'm allergic to tomatoes, so.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of tomato and beer. Like that whole, what is it in the U.S. they call it, clamato, or
I got no fucking idea.
it's an abomination in my opinion. But
in my opinion, tomatoes could be wiped off the earth. I don't care. No, actually not,
pizza?
Because I need
Seriously?
them on pizza. Yeah, cooked tomatoes are fine.
Yeah, cooked tomatoes are cool. I don't like raw tomatoes either.
Yeah,
I hate them.
Raw tomatoes I can't eat.
No.
They make me puke instantly. It's wild. It's really like that. It's like if I want to puke, if I would want to puke, I can just like bite into like a raw tomato, like an apple, and it's boom out of here. But let's get back to the topic.
Yeah. So beer, yum.
Exactly, it's great. Is there anything other special than you using cryo hops a lot nowadays? I saw that on a bunch of other beers.
Yeah, no.
You guys.
For our juicy or hazies or whatever, we use pretty much exclusively cryo. Just because we're really happy with what we get out of it. Not necessarily the fact that you have more yield because you don't have as much hop matter in the beer to soak up beer and as waste. But also the flavor of the hops when they're the cryo variation.
Yeah, like very clean, very crisp.
Exactly.
It's I like it too. I love the trend that it's getting popular now. I mean, more and more breweries are using them. We've talked about cryo hops here and Abo for quite some times, because more and more breweries are using them, and I like that. I think it's. At first, I was kind of like, "What's that? Why is there?" Like,
I was the same way, man.
Why does it have to be like even cleaner? It's like those hops. They're amazing, like Simcoe and Citra and whatnot. They're amazing and they're fantastic in their flavors. And then it was like, okay, once you try a beer that is basically almost exclusively done with cryo hops, it's like, oh, okay, like this one. I mean, it's like really like has like an extra edge to it.
Yeah, and the
like
flavor
extra,
stability is insane with this beer too.
Yeah, and
nice.
it kind of tastes like extra clean in a way. But yeah, fantastic beer. Our first one, a new low. Let's hope we're not getting to more lows. Let's see about it. You ready for the next one? Without a break. Come on, Brian.
Yeah. Twist my arm. Okay. Good.
Come on. Open it. Jeez, you're still like a Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen Brian at a festival? It's fucking nuts. That guy can climb, like, basically single-handedly, like, climb the trussing.
Oh, man.
Because he's a Bergsteiger.
That was a good festival.
That was a fun festival,
that was definitely
fun. Belgium in the house. Lindemanns goose. Mm-hmm. It doesn't get much more classic than that. Second class? Sure thing.
That'll override anything.
Oh yeah, I think so too. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to that.
Same here. I haven't had this for actually
and it's
a few years.
It's a great small bottle. I mean, look at that. It's
fitting to me. You know,
it's cute.
He's just trying to make fun of me.
No, I'm not. No, it's a great small bottle that you can share with your friends.
Yeah, an aperitif.
Everybody gets that much beer. Not even like 0.3. Easy.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, Lindemanns.
Mm-hmm.
They never disappoint.
Mm-mm.
It's just fun and intense. Oops, I cursed again. Is that when I switched to English? What is that? I never cursed that much in German.
Well, you learned English on a boat, you sailor.
Most likely, yeah. I don't know. 5.0%. Nothing much else said about this beer on the bottle. Other than that, it's spontaneous fermentation,
Super nice.
which is a
refreshing, sour.
classic for lambic. Do you wanna tell our friends
you
who
should.
don't know what a lambic is? Come on.
That's a beer style. What's the difference between? No, we're not going there. What do you-
If we go there, that'd be a new low.
What?
Nothing.
I'm confused.
Come on. What's a lambic?
You tell me.
It's a Belgian wheat beer, basically. It's basically the Belgian version of a wheat beer. But
Wouldn't that be the bit?
true. Damn it. You guys Google that stuff.
Let's see what else we got on here, actually.
But fun part about this beer, of course,
No, but
is
there's,
Lindemanns is like a really, really old brewery. I don't have the year now. It says it on there, 1822. That's how long they've been around. They're one of the Belgian breweries. Every beer nerd knows them. Every beer nerd loves them.
But you're right, though. See that? It's wheat. So you've got
Yes, of course.
it's brewed with candy sugar, and gerste.
But that exactly, and that's the thing. It's like so a lambic, in that case, is done with like added sugar, which is normally not done in like all of the German lagers, or German beers in general.
In general, yeah.
You don't do that. And also what they do is like what they call spontaneous fermentation, or what we call wild fermentation. It's still in a very controlled environment. So it's not completely
It can
wild.
be,
I mean,
yeah.
they normally, especially breweries like Lindemanns, they know exactly where they ferment their beer. But it's an open fermentation.
Which is literally, it's a really cool thing.
It's
I mean, if you
it's
think about it.
amazing. It's completely illegal in Germany, I think.
No, you can do it.
Isn't it?
You can do it. That's fine.
Okay. I thought it would be illegal.
No, I mean,
Wild yeast?
yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's not illegal. It's up until well after the Reinheitsgebot was written, they didn't even have yeast in there at the start because they didn't even know what was going on. They would always mix basically fermented beer or fermenting beer with the wort for the next batch, which is how the yeast got in. But with open fermentation, there's nothing wrong with that. Classically, how they would do it is you'd have an open vessel for the fermentation or a cool ship, and you have windows or even just up in the kind of attic area.
Yeah.
And what would come in through there from fields or everything in the adjacent area, you've got the different microorganisms and yeast, sometimes Brettanomyces. You've got all sorts of things that'll go in there. And
that's why a lot of Belgian breweries, like those traditional old school Belgian breweries, are built next to rivers, and also because nowadays most of the times the bakeries are gone, but the bakeries were built next to rivers because of the mill. Mm-hmm. So the mill would get run by the river, so the breweries would build their brewery right next to it because, of course, the bakeries, they had a shit ton of yeast in the air. There was like a lot floating around, and it was usually not the worst. And it's true. They did that. Look it up.
Maybe.
Look it up. You didn't know that? You didn't know that?
I'm not saying anything.
Are you doubting me?
No, I'm not at all.
We can stop this thing right here. right now. I'm gonna shove you in one of your tanks and leave, and it's gonna be the next Tatort episode.
Bullshit! Oh, God.
Cheers. I gotta say, I
this
love.
is seriously
I
a
love.
refreshing beer, man.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's like thick, at the same time fruity. It's kind of heavy.
Nice sourness, though, but after the sourness drops, you get this almost caramel.
That's
like
the thing.
it's
That's what I
insane.
mean by
Yeah.
kind of thick.
Yeah.
It's like it has this. My grandma, like my family on my father's side, they're from way up north, Friesland.
Mm-hmm.
So there you'd always have that tea, those thick Candice sugar pieces in there. So you get those 2 clunks in like 1 cup.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like this, I don't know how to call it, but yeah, this kind of like
I totally know what you mean. Yeah, like
twang to it.
Yeah.
I love being back here having coffee with my favorite midget.
Yeah, we haven't had a coffee date for a long time, so here's the coffee.
We didn't. This is amazing.
I concur.
Tell us a little bit more about your brewery right now. I mean, I'm constantly, as I mentioned before, I'm constantly making fun of you brewing the same beers. It's always like when a new beer of you guys comes in, I was like, oh, let me guess, it's a double dry hop New England IPA. But you told me that all your new beers, and we're gonna have one of the new beers. We had one of your new beers already in the Abo. Last time or second to last time, I'm not sure. That was, of course, a New England IPA.
Yep.
But now we got a first series, which is a bit more on the traditional side, almost.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh,
You say you got something going on in those tanks behind us. You see back there. And we actually tried one.
Yeah, we zwickled. So zwickled. Tried it from the tank, and with the zwickle rooster. Anyway, yeah. Do you know what that's actually called in English? I didn't even know.
No.
A pigtail.
It makes
like
sense.
It
makes sense.
Kind of funny. Anyway, back to the story. Yeah, we tried Helles, so we actually have just a normal Helles, like just clean, normal Helles. Hops directly from the Hallertau, so we wanted to at least have a little bit kind of a Merkmal from our area, and that's it, but it's straight up standard.
So you going conservative now?
Well, if it's a Helles, then...
What else you got in there?
In the tanks.
Are you going to tell us?
Heller Maibock, so just a pale Maibock. It'll be, I think, 6.9% alcohol. That one we actually did put, we dry hopped with a little bit of Diamant, so that's also from our area. Really excited to see how that turns out.
Nice.
Then we've got a collaboration with our good friends from Brew Age, Team Heisel in Vienna. The Urheisels.
Shout outs to Tom and the gang.
Who's the gang?
The rest
The rest, okay.
of the gang.
And Susie, hi.
Yeah, of course. She's part of
She's
the rest
part
of
of
the gang.
She's family.
Yeah.
Yep. No, yeah, so we had them here and we brewed something nice. We've got another New England because we just can't get enough of that apparently. In the tank next to it, we have another Helles because that's going out the door.
But it's the same?
It's the same.
Oh, okay.
Helles won't change for any foreseeable future. And then we have Eden finally.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to the roots.
Yep. So Eden's coming back, and actually in the winter or in the fall, we're gonna hit up Hopulence again.
Nice.
I haven't had that.
Because I was about to ask, because like when I set up the whole Abo lineup for this month, and then Till was like, okay, but if you're going over there, it's like let's have 3 of them, and I was like, I would have loved to do like an old school comparison, like having like Eden as one of your first ones and one of your staples, and then have the new ones and like see how they differ from like you brewed that somewhere else and then now you're brewing in your own brewery. And but apparently we couldn't do that because Eden was sold out. Once it's back on the market, check it out. It's a fucking good beer. I freaking love it. I really enjoy it. Eden is like, I think it's like one of my absolute favorites. Transfusion, Eden. Yeah. Those old school ones, they're just like, you can hammer them down like, and they're beautiful and they're tasty.
And they're not anything they're not supposed to be. I mean, it was before the whole haze craze and all that. Yeah, it was just an honest version of an American pale ale, but mainly with German hops. So kind of our interpretation of that. So,
yeah, but I love them. I love them to this day. Whenever I get my hands on one, I'm like,
after the tasting, we might have to hit that tank over there on that end. Try that aid and see if it's...
Sorry to you guys out there not being here. But if you write a really nice email to Brian, which I'm going to link his email address and his phone number below the video, you can just drop him a message and he'll eventually show you around.
What is it? Franz? Learning. Shut up. I think something like that.
Tillman.Ludwig. So we have another one. You want to take a break? You need to go pee-pee? You want a coffee?
The coffee's there.
That's right. We're getting to the coffee later on. And that's actually that is kind of coffee-ish too.
Yeah, maybe from our good friends.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Flügge and Orca. So I think it's technically Orca and Flügge, but who cares? The Crow, Böhmisch Dunkel, 5.2%. Nothing much more on the bottle. Let's fucking have it.
Yeah, man.
What kind of bottle opener is that? Oh, okay.
The only kind you need in a brewery. You want to see?
Sweet. All right. Same glass?
Sure.
Ooh.
Looks good.
I love what I'm seeing here.
I think he's trying to get me drunk so he can take advantage of me.
So, Böhmisch Dunkel, The Crow, just Crow, by Flügge and Orca, or Orca and Flügge. Orca Bräu from...
just to, yeah. Spezialist.
I still gotta ride home.
In the train.
Well, I need to get there.
Sure.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, it smells nice.
And I know what we got ahead of us. What the? Almost like licorice. Do I smell licorice?
It sounds really crazy. I don't know if anyone will understand this, but just the aroma is similar to this candy called Tootsie Roll.
I don't think anybody knows Tootsie Rolls in Germany.
Do you know it?
I know of their existence, but...
I mean, flavor is totally different,
but isn't that licorice?
Actually, no. No. I don't even know what it is. I hate candy, but it's nice. That's really good.
I like that. It's a bit of a sad story, though.
Yeah, it is.
Because Hoppebräu is still around, of course. That is a sad story as well, but... No, I'm joking.
Felix?
We love Felix. He knows that. No, but Flügge from Frankfurt, a brewery that has been an integral part, I'd say, of like if there's remotely something like a craft beer revolution in Germany, I'd say they've been an integral part of that, because they were completely focusing on doing beers with wild fermentation. A lot of Brettanomyces
Just a ton of different yeasts and everything.
and they were just like doing the craziest sour beers. Two super nice guys. Above all, I mean that's the most important thing in my opinion. Just super nice guys, and but they had to close down just lately. So this is most likely one of their last beers you're gonna have, unless you come across a few bottles here and there. But yeah, it's
or unless we can get those guys to come here, and we can always do a post collaboration.
that'd be fucking amazing.
But their beers are amazing.
Yeah,
It's an
really,
unfortunate
really good.
nature of the beast in Germany, because it's a difficult market with everything, and what they were doing was world class, no questions about that. And had they been located somewhere else, they probably would have blown up out of huge proportion.
I guess
But
so
it's
too.
really difficult,
Here, I think it's like, yeah, like you said, it's a different kind of story in Germany. People are still kind of conservative to some extent. Even the craft beer crowd is sort of conservative here and there, and I think they were ahead of their time, and absolutely non-compromising, which I love about them. They just didn't give a shit, and they were just like, okay, nope, we want to brew this kind of stuff. We want to do sours. We want to do the craziest sours, and they did it. And of course, not everybody liked it, but I mean, in the end, like the majority, I'd say, agreed on the fact that it's really, really good beers. But the problem is, I mean, this crowd, this niche of the branch is like still so small that you can't actually run a company just off of that, I'd say. So I'd say like in Germany you still need like some sort of staple or easygoing beer that gets people into your beers and gets them interested in your beers, that you can sell like a lot of, because otherwise you're just screwed, or you're doomed to do it as like some sort of side hobby next to your regular job.
Yeah, it also probably had a bit to do with Corona and everything, because once that came, I'm sure they're quite similar to us with export, and export completely fell apart because of that. And that's, really just tough times.
It's a freaking bummer. This, though, I gotta say, is a nice way to go out. doing a collab with Felix from Nürnberg, in case you didn't know. Felix from End. Also, like, almost old school of German craft beer by this time. He started out as a beer blogger, and was like writing stuff about beer, nerding out about beer. And then he went to Vancouver, I think it was. Yeah.
As far as I know.
Yeah. Came back and started his own brewery, and now he's got his own brewery.
He's been killing it ever since.
Yeah. Not giving a shit about the Einheitsgebot. He really doesn't give a crap, which I appreciate 100%. And he didn't from the start. Yeah, nice brewery. If you want to get to know Felix or me, you guys are not around Stuttgart.
Yeah, I'll put a link with his address in Munich. You can just
I was about to say we're going to be in Stuttgart for the Craft Beer Fest by the end of the month. Last weekend in April, we're going to be there.
Is that really?
It's the last weekend, yes.
Wow.
We're gonna go back on May 1st. I'm gonna sing working class songs all the way home.
I can't wait.
You're not in the car with us. hopefully.
Thank God. Yeah, no, that sucks.
We've done that before. It's like, let's not go
No,
back to that.
we go by train, man.
You go by train,
No,
maybe.
we also.
Yeah,
like to Paris?
Yeah. But yeah, Stuttgart Craft Beer Festival coming up at the end of the month. I think there's still tickets. They got a fucking shit ton of great breweries there this year.
It's going to be my first time there personally.
like-
I never could make it. I'm super excited.
It's fucking amazing, and they got a huge party program as well. There's going to be karaoke and stuff, live karaoke with a band. They stole that idea from us, I say. So
They were the first people ever to do that.
yeah, nobody's done that before. I completely didn't steal that idea from someone else. No, but seriously, yeah, like swing by there. It's gonna be fun.
It's going to be criminal, man.
Also, I must not forget to mention on April 22nd for the people from Munich, we're celebrating our brewery, Tillmans Bier's birthday at our Getränkemarkt Walter Ecke Maistraße in Munich. We're going to start at 2. I'd say we got around maybe like 50 liters from the keg that eventually we won't charge you for. So in case you want to swing by,
Get there in the first 5 minutes.
It's gonna be fun. And we're all gonna hang out. Till's gonna be around. If you got questions, just approach us, ask us, hang out with us, have a beer, celebrate 9 years of Lindemanns beer. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's crazy. All right. Should we like drink up this stuff?
Yeah.
I'm in the mood for a cigarette. How about you? You still don't smoke?
Never have, never will, never going to start. So, no.
Why? Now would be a good start. That'd be a good starting point. It's like, I mean, come on, you now got your own brewery. You basically reached the peak of your life. Now you can start ruining it. No?
No.
I want a cigarette. That's for sure. I'd say we hit the pause button here, and then
hit the pause button.
Hit the pause button. Did I say
yeah,
that?
I think you are. What do you think you're fucking doing here, mate?
With a fucking British accent? Yeah, it's wild.
Piss off.
Where the hell did that come from? It must be the stout that's
Go get me some bangers and mash.
All right, then. Well, have a break here and see you afterwards. Enjoy your beer. Ready or not, here we come. Slide on in. Come on. So, here we are back. Freshly rinsed out glasses. Because apparently they got tanks full of water back there.
It's called a hose. So
let's have one of yours.
All right.
And it's not exactly just one of yours. It's also a collaboration. Again.
It is.
You're doing a lot of collabs lately.
Roll swap. Everyone can probably understand why we called it that with Markus Hoppe from Hoppebräu, because we were brewing at his place and then we got the honor to invite him up and brew with us here.
Nice. Yeah, you brewed a lot of beers at Hoppe's place, right?
Yeah, actually. Since Corona, basically, we started brewing there and moved entirely.
Yeah. Hoppebräu, for those who don't know, is a small brewery by our good friend Markus Hoppe in Waakirchen. Google that shit. It's like the ass end of the world, but it's definitely worth the trip.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's amazing.
Near Toads. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there. It's a bit tricky to get there. You can go there by train and then
Schaftlach, and then you need to either walk or get a taxi.
Take a cab, which is really expensive. Or you get them to pick you up.
It's cool.
Yeah, just walk. And
I just call Marcos, have him pick you up.
Beautiful view of the Alps there.
Yep.
Beautiful brewery. He built
Amazing
there.
brewery. I think you've got the Zapferei, so you can eat.
You can eat,
it's awesome.
chill, drink, sit out there, especially in the summertime. You sit there in the beer garden, and all you see is like fucking horses in the Alps. It's really, really amazing. And the locals, which is also a sight to behold. Cheers.
Cheers.
What can you tell us about that? It's a West Coast IPA, of course it is. There we go. You got it? We're getting stiffer. 7.6.
It's
Jesus.
awesome. Seriously, I could bathe in this beer.
It's fucking
I can honestly
2 o'clock
bathe
in the
this
afternoon.
beer.
A lot of cryo hops again.
Not only though, we mixed it up because no. Oh yeah.
Oh boy, what was that? We need to talk about what just happened. I got a lot. I don't know if you can't see that.
Yeah. You got one of the good cans.
All right.
Should I give you a new glass with one? We have one can.
No,
left.
I want to taste this. I want to try this. And
it'll be a little bit hot sick.
And I want you to tell me about it. What the hell was that?
That can occasionally happen with some cans.
Don't be afraid if that happens. It's nothing. It's nothing bad in there. It's all healthy and good stuff. It's like when you buy your apple juice and there's this stuff in there that makes it like
naturally cloudy. Yeah, I mean it's just cloudy, some sedimentation in there. But with the beer and everything, we talked with Marcos and wanted to do a collaboration from the start. And he loves West Coast IPAs. We really love them, and we decided that'd be the best thing to do is just an old school, bitter, really hoppy, in your face West Coast, and also a little bit darker in color than the new kind of style West Coasts. Mm-hmm. So really kind of homage to how they began without being overly sweet. And we love it. We sold out immediately.
It is exactly what you're saying. It's like it's bitter, it's classic. It's like very
piney, resinous, and you get fruit in there too. But it's really old school with pine, resin,
but not
slightly dank.
I was about to say not. Well, mine is pretty dank now.
True.
There's not much fruit going on in here for me. Eventually, you should try it. And
which is why you should not smoke because your taste buds are shot. So.
Wow. But yeah, it's very, very bitter, very in your face.
Just the way West Coast kind of should be.
And you can actually taste the 7.5. Maybe that's just my glass, but
7.6.
7.6.
Don't forget that 0.1.
Yeah, sorry. What did I just pour into my beer?
Sediment.
It's just sediment?
Yep. So that means that's interesting.
We got
one of the last cans filled. So that can happen. It's not so normal necessarily, but with unfiltered beer, towards the end of the tank, at the bottom, you've got stuff that basically settles out, and you have a tube going up, and that's where the beer is taken out and filled. And you also, with ales and also some bottom fermented beers, you've got kind of a blanket at the top, decade, and there's always some hops and everything kind of stuck up there. So right at the end of filling, once that's basically completely empty in the tank, you can suck some of that in, and occasionally you get some cans that have some of that in there. There's nothing wrong with it. Normally it tastes totally fine.
It just looks shitty.
It doesn't look as nice. Leave it, literally leave it for 3 minutes, and almost all that will settle out at the bottom. Drink it. And if there are complaints, just send Franz an email. It's all good.
No, I actually don't mind it. I don't care.
No, it's the nature of the beast. Occasionally that does happen. It's also,
But that's how you can tell.
It's a natural product. We're not doing anything.
Exactly. In a way, that's how you can tell that you actually got a good beer.
Well, yeah, it's
to a certain extent. It's like that, isn't it? I mean, you can like.
It's like steak. They're not always the same. Everything's a little bit different.
Exactly. And every standard industrial beer or product, what you may have, like what you get, it's like that's always the same. Yeah. It's like McDonald's. It's like it's always going to look the same. It's going to taste the same. It's just. That's
not necessarily bad. It's also really difficult to do. It's like Heineken tastes the same no matter where it was brewed around the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But this is different. Like, well, here you can see, like, you actually have like a natural product.
It's a milkshake IPA now. It's a milkshake West Coast. That's kind of what we were going for.
A very bitter one. Oof. Since we're like on such an international level today, speaking all English the whole time, I normally do have a section that is called Record of the Month or Book of the Month. This time around, I'm having a section that's called App of the Month. And no, we're not getting sponsored. It's just an app that I'm really fond of because I just tried it. It's called Drops. And it's for all you out there who want to learn like really obscure languages like I do right now, because I'm sort of bored here and there, and at 43 I want to do something new, so I'm learning an obscure language. Drops, like liquid drops, really cool because it's a visual app that teaches you just words and like small phrases. It's not like it doesn't help. It's not like to learn an entire language, but it's accompanying. If you try to learn a language, it's accompanying you with that, like just practice and like learn words, like how to say post, how to say, can I get the check, please? Stuff like that, and it helps you understand the language a little better, and it does that by being very visual. So they work with icons. That accompany the words, and then you swipe them to the correct icon. Yeah, it's a really cool app of the month. Drops. Check it out if you want to learn. I don't know. Whatever the fuck. I mean, they got.
Whatever the fuck's a really difficult.
They got a lot of languages. Yes. Thankfully, yeah. They don't teach you how to curse. This sediment is like going slowly down, like in the bottom
really
of my glass.
You know, like when you move a glass around like that, it's really weird that it mixes back up.
Yeah, but you can see it in the bottom of my glass. You can see here, it's getting way darker. Up here, it's getting way brighter. So sediment is going down. I'm excited to see what's going to be left at the end in this glass.
Spoiler alert, nothing.
Most likely nothing, that's true. But anyway.
No, but awesome.
Roll Swap, amazing beer. Right from here in this brew house. I love what you wrote on the back of the can.
I didn't write it.
Somebody did, and it's funny. I always love a shout out to the nerds.
Of course.
Shall we go on? So I kind of want to have this sit down
actually,
here right next to me.
Finish with this actually, because after what we're gonna tackle right now, I think something like that'll bring me back to life and rejuvenate my taste buds.
We're going crazy. Brian and me was like, we mentioned that before. I said we didn't have coffee in a while.
It's kind of a running gag.
Ever since we know each other basically, or got to know each other a little better, we Brian would be like, hey, I'm in town. It's like, you want to go out for a coffee? If we went out for a coffee, that usually meant 5 pints of beer, at least.
Followed by another 5.
Yeah, that's our code word. But now, those fellas here, actually in this brewery, made this one, an Imperial Stout, and I expect coffee from that.
It's definitely pretty chocolatey coffee, so
I'm excited.
Dig in.
I'm excited. I love dark beers. Everybody who knows me knows that. I love coffee. Oh yeah. Oh boy. Look at that. Look at how oily this comes out. Yeah. Don't worry. Look at that. It's like pitch black.
Goodness.
Beautiful.
What are you doing? This guy's trying to get me drunk, man.
Eventually. Oh, yeah. Hey, you said we meet for coffee.
Foam on there. That's nice, man.
This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. Thick foam, pitch black, or at least super dark brown. First series Imperial Stout. First series implies that is the first series you actually brewed in this brewery, right?
Yeah, exactly. So during commissioning, we did 2 test batches, and the first series Helles and first series Pilsner were actually the test batches. And after that, I did the first series New England and first series Double New England, and then just to really make my Christmas break fun, it brought to my attention that we definitely needed an Imperial Stout. So on the 27th of December, I got to come in here and clean the whole brew house in a tank, and then the next day I got to come in and do a double batch of an Imperial Stout, which anyone who understands knows that's a really, really, really long day. So it was on. But I know what our brew house can handle with malt and everything, so that's pretty sweet.
I mean, you smell, like, all the way before you even take a sip, you smell caramel, coffee. It is like, wow. But it's also fucking stiff, fucking diabolical. Do you know what's also diabolical, which I still think is hilarious, and I need to point it out. I'm sorry. I love to make fun of Yankee Kraut, and they can handle it. But
hold on, wait. Let me check if I can handle it. I'm gonna checking my give a fuckometer. Oh yeah, it's at negative 1,000.
I love what they put on there.
That would be the Kraut.
We're not gonna name names.
I didn't.
It's just
check his passport. There's no Kraut on there.
It's just freaking funny that they write like in thick letters Imperial Stout on the front. And
good
then
thing it's sold out already.
It says New England.
No, it doesn't say New England IPA anywhere. That's just NEIPA. It's not an acronym or anything. It's just there.
It's just there.
That has nothing to do with New England IPA.
I love it. Those are the
never-ending, intense, perverse ale, and that's exactly what it is.
It's not an ale; it's a stout.
Stouts are ales unless it's a Baltic porter, but that's a porter.
Fucking nobody likes a smartass.
Well, there are two different kinds of asses: smart and dumb. Which one do you want to be?
I prefer the dumbass. No, beautiful beer. That is a lot of fun. That's right up my alley. It's like this. What kind of malts did you use in there?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You know that?
A lot. Yeah.
A lot. It's obvious.
Yeah, I mean, just normal barley malt and everything, but we've got a lot of roasted malts. We've got some caramel malts. We've got roasted wheat malt. We've got even roasted oats in there. I mean, just it's a lot, which made it a lot of fun to brew, especially the week after commissioning was done. So doing that with a brand new brew house and everything, and on the holidays when you kind of don't want to be away from home that much, is probably not the smartest thing to do. And if you're going to do it, then don't really overload the malt, like, and test out how much you can do, because you're just asking for problems. But it worked out way. Yeah, of course I did. Of course I did. I mean, go big or go home, right? So I literally.
That's how we know you.
Yeah, man. 400 kilos of grains in a 10 hecto system is just stupid, pretty much. And technically, I can get a little bit more. I can tweak a couple things, but yeah, that's just kind of.
I remember, like, a lot of you might not know this, but I once brewed a beer with Max, Brian's partner. We brewed a beer. We came up with that idea because we always wanted to do a collab. And then Brian actually was at some trade fair. I think it was like Drink Tech or something. You were like, why don't you two idiots brew something together?
Oh, and yeah, that's how we made dipshit.
And then Max and me were like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, we need to ask Till. And we asked Till, and Till was like, that's fucking amazing. So I don't have to do anything. It's like, that's great, do it. And so we did, and we brewed like an imperial stout.
Yep.
And
sidekick.
I remember the sidekick. Yeah.
Not dipshit. Sorry.
Fuck. And I remember the guy at that brewery. What was it called? Binkert. Where we brewed it. He was like, when we came up with those amounts of malt, he was like, what are you doing to, like,
he was super happy.
The whole yeah, but at some point he was gonna like, I'm not sure about this.
Yeah, we had it. Good God, what was it? 23 Plato, I think.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was
solid
wild.
23 Plato. Yeah, that was definitely the highest they had ever done at that point. So
at that brewery, yeah. And yeah, that was fun.
That was actually really fun. Never forget picking you up that morning. Was it 4:30, 5 in the morning?
Yeah,
God, you had
something like that.
Was that a water bottle in your hand, or is that Augustina? I don't remember. Whatever. Anyway,
it was. I'm pretty sure.
Road soda.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't the water bottle. Pretty sure it was a coffee.
Yeah, it was definitely a coffee. But we had a phenomenal day, and then Till decided to randomly grace us with his presence up there, and we're in the middle of Franconia and Breiten Gooseball. So.
Yeah, he was picking up tiles for our bar.
For the bar. True.
Yeah,
he picked up the tiles.
He picked up tiles like somewhere up north in Franconia, and then he stopped by at the way back. We took some pretty funny pictures.
Oh, true.
Back there.
Him and I were tied up on the chairs.
Yeah.
God, I got the
we tied you guys up.
True.
And Max and me took over the brewery. That was fun. Yeah, but so it's like, is this going to continue into the future?
Yeah, definitely.
This might be my new favorite Yankee Kraut beer.
We're going to do lots of imperial stouts. Come fall, or
are you going to do a regular stout?
Oh, I'll definitely do a regular stout. Have to see how everything is. Yeah, that needs to be planned out, because at the moment we only have these 6 tanks, and well, it's already becoming a problem. So got to see what needs to be brewed and what can be brewed until we get another row of tanks. And hopefully we could plan that for sometime this fall. that'd be awesome, but we'll have to see. But anyway, yeah, we're going to keep doing imperial stouts, normal stouts also in there, but we want to set up a little area with barrel aging. Nice. So we'll normally do a double batch of an imperial stout, fill part of it normal, and then the rest we'll put in barrels just to kind of play around with. So
crazy.
We've got some good friends in France who have good connections for barrels, and we also want to get some.
What kind of barrels are you gonna give it away? What you gonna have?
I've got a big list of wishes.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. So stay tuned. Let's say that.
I'm excited. But I'll also be excited if you do like a regular stout, like one you
Same
can
here.
One you can have for lunch.
You can't have a stout for lunch.
Or breakfast. Well,
all stouts are breakfast stouts.
But that's an imperial stout. It's
an imperial breakfast.
Yeah, but it's little stiff. It's a little stiff. It's like I love it. I like it, but it's
Okay, he's right.
It's like it's immediately getting you there, and every once in a while you just want to, it's Sunday afternoon. You want to hang out with your boys and girls and whoever,
and have like 6 of them, and not want to be totally done.
Exactly. Hang out at a pub and just have a couple of pints and have a good time. Listen to some music, chit chat. Not going to mass.
Let's just say we'll get something going.
Nice. I'm excited. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Well, since this again not a live stream,
what? Is this live?
You can put your comments on the side. Eventually, I'm gonna watch it and try to comment on it. Eventually, Brian's gonna watch it even on Thursday
Is that
night.
my contract?
No.
I mean, it's 20,000 euros I'm getting. This didn't say anything about it.
Damn it. Till always forgets something. It's horrible. It's like he's never paying attention to the small print. Yeah. So yeah, it's in your contract.
Okay. All right. Cool.
No. Eventually, we're gonna be there live and can comment on any questions you might have or.
And when is the tasting?
Any comments? It's in 2 weeks. Actually.
Cool.
It's like this week we're gonna send out the beers, and then the week after on Thursday.
Cool.
So let us know what you think. I think we're gonna take another quick break because honestly it's gonna take a moment to finish this beer. And you know what that beer goes well with?
Wait, you hear that?
A cigarette.
Seriously.
And,
you hear that? Me.
We're gonna take a little break so I can smoke and be a little me. I need some me time. And then we'll be right back with our last one for the night. Which is going to be wild. I'm seriously doubting my way back to the train station. See you in a second. And back we are. Brian just hammered down the rest of his beer while I had my cigarette.
Maybe.
Getting ready for the last one. I got to be honest. I'm slightly buzzed by now, and I'm kind of afraid what those guys have to offer.
It's a gnarly beer.
Ueltje? That should tell you what to expect. There we go. Apfelstrudel Doppelbock. Jesus fucking Christ. It's now 2:40 in the afternoon.
Day drinking,
We're
full underway, the only way to go.
Oh yeah, we're talking about 11%.
Apple, cinnamon, vanilla, pain.
I'm gonna be hungover by tomorrow. Let's be honest, but I'm
hungover looking at this bottle.
I'm all doing it for you guys.
Yeah, it's only for you guys.
Are we gonna have fresh glasses, or are we gonna take the same ones?
Oh, I'll rinse them out.
Rinse them out.
Although that might do good.
So yeah, that's our next one. While Brian's rinsing out the glasses, have a look at that label. You already know what I expect. I mean, it's wild. Ueltje, or Ueltje, I don't know how to spell it correctly. I couldn't get much information on that brewery. They're
from Holland.
They've been around for a while. They're from Holland.
Super cool people. Met them a couple times.
You met them?
Yeah, but at festivals, so nobody probably remembers. It's fine though.
Yeah, well, that's what festivals do to you.
Yeah, no, but they do some crazy shit. Yeah. Obviously, I mean,
I gotta point it out again. I love that logo. That's so cool. I might.
You ever seen an owl that's drunk and getting electrocuted at the same time?
If I ever get to be friends with them, I might eventually get that tattooed on me.
Speaking of tattooed, where's my piggy?
It's still on my leg. It didn't go away.
Thank God.
Things you don't know. Or hopefully you don't know.
This guy, seriously.
I still gotta drive home on a train. But you don't want to be obnoxious on a train or anything. So, Ueltje, Apfelstrudel Doppelbock. That's what we're getting into. 11% less beer for the night. Or, in our case, today.
Last beer until 3 p.m.
It most likely won't be the last beer. We most likely will try.
Last beer in this glass.
Another.
Then we can switch glasses.
On the tank.
Holy.
Oof. Yeah, okay. It's not as boozy as I thought it would be.
Well, there's a lot of stuff in there to help mask that over.
Yeah. But what does it say on the label? Let's see what they got in there.
Jesus. Yeah, but I have to say the alcohol is actually really pleasant.
Yeah.
In it. Like, I mean, in a really nice way. It
and they don't
rounds out the sweetness. It brings a bit of warmth. Also kind of makes it a little bit thinner because it could be overly thick without it.
Yeah, it's barley malt, malts, lactose, and that's that. Nothing much more in there. It's like no special ingredients. And that's how you can tell, like, again, in the Dutch and the Belgians, that whole region there, I'd include Luxembourg. It's just like the way they do beers. It's amazing. And they know what they're doing, obviously. Because, I mean, at 11%, if you smell it, it smells thick. Like, it has, like, this, wow.
Yeah, it also, has a doppelbock character to it. So, and color-wise for doppel, it's hard to see, but down here, you see the mahogany right there. That's nice. Like, it's hard to see with the light right now, but it's really, really nice.
You can, like, see it on the bottom of the glass.
Good. Yeah.
There you see it.
Yeah. No, it's perfect. Really, really nice.
Beautiful beer. And it actually has like this apple taste to it, but there's no apple in there. I couldn't find anything on there that's just.
In those ingredients, it doesn't say it. But apple, I wouldn't necessarily say, but with vanilla and cinnamon, I thought there actually was.
But it has that like when I was a child, like my granddad, he used to have an apple tree, several apple trees actually, in his garden, and we used to like kick the apple tree and like see what falls down, and then get that fresh apple, and it has that kind of taste to it.
There has to be some vanilla and cinnamon, otherwise they probably wouldn't write it here. But the whole thing is legally, if it's an allergen, you have to claim it. Other than that, not necessarily. Depending where you are.
I got no idea. It's a fucking tasty beer. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you.
I'm slightly buzzed.
The beer is talking by us, but that makes it more interesting and better when the beer talks than we do. So.
I hope you enjoy the beers. Or enjoyed the beers with
Likewise.
us. We're in just a second. We're gonna have a look at my sediment experiment here with the beer from before, the roll swap. Let's see how that did. But before we end the whole thing here, what's in store for you guys? What's up next? Is that anything big planned, or like other than the beers we talked before? I mean, you've got a bunch of new stuff in the tanks. I'm excited about.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of stuff we've got planned. A few big things we'll be releasing or posting, so everyone knows what's going on. But at the moment, not so much that I can really.
You don't want to talk about it.
But okay. No, we've got some good stuff in the works, and there's a lot of stuff planned. But this year is going to be a roller coaster. So yeah, strap yourself in and join us for the ride.
And is it possible? I mean, you got your bar here in Ingolstadt.
Exactly.
That's still rolling. That's still going.
Yeah.
You can eat there, drink there. It's called 12. It's right in the center of Ingolstadt, so in case you roll through this armpit of a city,
it'll smell better once he's gone.
I'm sorry. No, in case you roll through this wonderful city, swing by at 12. It's a really nice place and run by really nice guys. He's holding a knife under the table. No, seriously. Is there like anytime soon you plan anything on people being able to like visit the brewery?
Yeah,
like,
I mean brewery tours can be booked. We're gonna finally do a grand opening party, but not until the fall, I don't think, because of some extenuating circumstances with everything that's been going on. Just we're too busy, overloaded, and can't even plan it properly, and have to get a few things out of here so we can do it. So it's just logistics and normal work and everything. So post-corona chaos, I'd say.
We all still got to deal with it.
Yeah, but it's getting better.
Speaking of which, the last couple of years, there was this big pandemic thing going on. Therefore, we couldn't do our annual brewery fest. But we're doing it again this year. And it was supposed to be in January, but we were like still unsure with the whole corona situation, and we didn't want to like put anybody into jeopardy or danger or whatever. So we decided to do it in May. And it's going to take place on the 13th of May at Café Kult in Munich. There's a shit ton of great bands playing there. There's a bunch of really good breweries going to be there. We're going to be there. It's going to be cheap as fuck at the door. Just like we used to do it before the whole pandemic shit happened. We just want to have a great time. It's not a trade fair. It's not.
It's the best party I didn't remember because it was so good.
Yeah, don't expect anybody to promote their stuff. It's just a bunch of people like having fun with a shit ton of good beer, a shit ton of good music. We're gonna have one hell of an after party, like we always do. So please, 13th of May, swing by if you got the time. Say hello, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. Other than that, let's have one last look at our sediment experiment here.
Oh, it's done pretty well.
Now
you can see.
You can actually see it.
Oh yeah, doing nice.
That all that stuff like settled down at the bottom.
Too quick. You're gonna mix it up.
I'm gonna finish that one as well. But for now, I'd say, Brian, it's been a pleasure to be here.
It's awesome to have everyone here, especially this guy.
It's been a pleasure getting slightly hammered with you in the middle of the day.
You mean a caffeine high?
That's
coffee, man.
Too coffee.
Too coffee.
Good luck with the brewery.
Come back more often.
We'll come back more often. We'll definitely do this in the future.
And bring that infamous, what's his name again?
Tillman?
Ludwig Beer from Munich? Ludwig Till. Tillman.
He's flaying the stuff in the air because he's allergic. So he's in Portugal right now. Good luck to him.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Allergies can't cross borders into Portugal.
Actually, well, there's certain trees that don't grow in Portugal.
Yeah.
So it
absolutely,
it absolutely makes sense. Good luck to Till from here on out. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. We'll see each other soon. Well, we're gonna stick around.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll come in tomorrow morning, kick you out, so it's cool.
I can't. I gotta go home and watch the match.
That's what you're calling it these days, the match.
Game? The match? What do you call
it? I don't know what you're talking about.
Football. Anyhow, you guys out there, have a good one. We're going to stick around, finish our beers.
After party.
You enjoy yourselves, and hopefully see you soon.
Yep. Cheers to you guys.
Hang in there. Bye.